Hey everybody, welcome back to Record-ology. This is going to be awesome. It's going to be incredible. We're going to take a look at a very cool turntable today. It is an all-in-one system from HYM. And without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so this is the Lumi from HYM Originals. This is their smart turntable audio station all-in-one unit. Now, this is the second one that I received. The first one was badly damaged in shipping, and I held off on reviewing the product because it wasn't fair to review something that was damaged by a shipping carrier. No fault of the manufacturer. The good news is, now that I have two of these, I'll probably take the other one if I can and modify it into a transcription player or something. That's a potential show for the future. And we have this one, which is reinforced with these corner pieces. So hopefully it made it here in one piece. We'll really find out once we get into it. So let's open it up and see what we got. Okay, from that shot to this shot, it's been a day. I think a day, maybe even a day. No, I think it's been a day. It just got so busy, crazy busy. And now it's raining outside, so the lighting might look a little different. Anyway, that's why. Got these plastic caps off. I was surprised they're actually plastic. And that protected the corners. Here is the product itself. And I remember when I got the one that was damaged thinking that it seemed properly packed. It was just, you know, sometimes shipping things happens. Bad things happen in shipping. And that was apparently the case that time. I mean, you can only do so much, you know what I mean? So we've got a good amount of packing material here, and the unit is sitting down, and that's going to be difficult to kind of lift out. So let me do that off camera, and we'll see what we got. Okay, definitely a massive box. All right, so we've got the dust cover here, and it looks like it is a nice smoked dust cover, which is cool. With a plastic wrap on top. I like it when they smoke them like this. I think that looks better than just a clear one. By the way, if HYM as a brand sounds familiar, it's the same company that did this, which we reviewed not too long ago. So this has the hinges built into it. I'm going to set this aside for now, and we'll come back to that shortly. Silica packet, more packaging materials. And okay, so here is the top of the device. All right, already looks infinitely better than the last one because there was visible damage even at this point before. It is an all-in-one unit, so there's not going to be a lot to assemble here. That being said, there's a few things we're going to need to do. Let me turn it around this way. Interesting stabilization foam with a tone arm. I think that's a good thing. This is substantial. I mean, it's heavy. It's pretty sizable. And we're going to take a tour of that in a minute. Over here, looks like we've got the belt. It is belt driven, as well as the power supply and the platter mat. Let's see what kind it is. So they include a felt platter mat wrapped in plastic. Interesting, MDF. This is only the second time, this being the only time besides U-turn, I've ever seen an MDF platter before. And it makes a good platter material. MDF, medium density fiberboard, is a very anti-resonant material. It's surprisingly heavy. You may look at this and say, oh, that's going to be lightweight. It's actually pretty hefty. It feels just as heavy as the cast aluminum ones, if not a little bit more. And then the spindle right there that'll go down into the turntable, and then the other side there for placing your records on. Yeah, this thing is unique. I haven't seen anything. Of all the turntables that we've reviewed on this channel, this one is new. So we've got a transport screw. I'm going to take that out. That sort of holds everything tight when it's in transit. And if you want to hold on to that, it would be a good idea. So when you move, screw it back in. It holds everything nice and tight. That way it doesn't rattle itself apart when you're moving. And while it's undone, everything is going to be shock mounted. So you'll see it's spongy. Even that tone arm, that's got quite a lot of give to it. We'll put the platter right there in this brass receptacle there for the spindle. I can see some grease in there, probably a white lithium grease. Okay, so there is the pulley. It is a plastic pulley. Looks like it's a one position pulley, so there'll be a speed control. Here is, I assume, the volume control. It's not labeled from what I can tell. Here's the back of the tone arm. We do have a counterbalance, a little metal counterbalance that is adjustable. I don't see any markings on it, so we'll see how that's supposed to be set up. This appears to be a carbon fiber tone arm, which is cool. There is a lift shelf there and a cueing lever, so we can gently cue the record, which is a good thing. You'll notice it doesn't go up or down in this position because a lot of times they design it so that the lift only works when the tone arm's out of the rest. And yes, we do have, oh, I thought that was anti-skate. That is a speed selector switch. Interesting. So that's a bit of a interesting decision there to make it look like there's an anti-skate control, but really it's just the speed switch. For the cartridge, we've got the Audio-Technica 3600L dual moving magnet with a carbon fiber cantilever. So great cartridge. It's a tabbed head shell that is plastic. We've got a basic lift right there. Insulated cables, which I'm glad to see. But yeah, so not a surprise there. That's a great cartridge. There's no reason that you would really need to upgrade it for something at this level. Okay, there's nothing on the back panel except for this right-hand side. We've got the serial number covering a couple of screw terminals or screw pots, and I'm guessing those are speed controls for the motor speed, which it looks like is the case because I do see some actual pots in there. We have what appears to be a gold plated line output jack. We have the Bluetooth pairing button, and we have the power receptacle. So this will be a 15 volt 2 amp power supply, and the reason why it's not 12 is it also has power for built-in speakers because this is an all-in-one unit. Okay, so very interesting. On the bottom we do have a speaker, and we've got what appears to be a port for the back side of that speaker as well as the front panel. Very, very spongy, probably silicone feet that provide a very, it's so spongy though. It's like this is spongy and then the tone arm is spongy, and the whole idea is sound isolation, but it's really sort of bouncy. Material wise, I want to touch on this too. So this is either an MDF or some sort of fiberboard with a laminate. It's sort of a matte black plastic laminate. On the edges, there is a wood grain laminate. Fit and finish does look good. I want to point this out on the front here. So this wood slat front panel is going to cover speakers, stereo speakers that are built in on the front. So this is probably a bass reflex, active reflex speaker there. And it's kind of surprising they don't put a grill or anything over that. I guess they assume it's in the down position, so nobody's going to bother. It looks like a good speaker. I mean, it looks like a carbon fiber cone and a good rubber surround, paper dust cap or something similar. But this is at an angle, and I want to point that out because there is lights, amber colored lights up in here. I think they're LED lights, and it casts a really cool glow. This thing is going to be very 70s. And then we've got this brushed aluminum matte finish trim piece on the front, and then more of that black plastic veneer on the plinth. So that's the fit and finish. Let me go ahead and put the thing together with the dust cover and everything. We'll take a look at what it looks like complete. Very 70s, but it looks cool, right? I like the look of it a lot, and it is super substantial. It's a hefty piece of machinery. I hope it looks as good as it sounds. A lot of people like that 70s aesthetic in a modern turntable record player. So this really might check all the boxes for certain people. I do have it powered, or I have it plugged in, and I'm assuming this is a press and hold to turn on.
Vinyl mode.
Vinyl mode. It talks to you. Then we see that light come on down here. I'm going to kill the lights a bit so we can kind of appreciate that beautiful light effect. I think that looks really cool. Yeah, that looks awesome. That looks so cool. So think about, that would look cool in a bedroom. It would just really be a nice aesthetic. I wonder if you can shut it off. There is no remote at least not that I've found so far. And, you know, it's a 2-speed turntable. It does have Bluetooth capabilities, all that good stuff. Okay, got some lights on, but not as much as before, so we can still get the glow, but see what we're doing. It's pretty simple. I mean, it's a Bluetooth receiving unit, so you can use it as a Bluetooth speaker. It doesn't transmit Bluetooth. It's 2 speeds, stereo turntable. That's pretty much it. I do want to look at these specifications with you a bit. Saw a couple things interesting. I love this 4-inch bulletproof cloth diaphragm alto bass speaker in the base of the unit. Bulletproof cloth diaphragm. And then we've got a 2-inch treble speaker times 2. So we've got very small treble speakers up here, and then all the low frequency, which isn't as directional, is in that single mono speaker downstairs on the bottom. And hollow silicone gel sphere anti-shock foot pad. These descriptive words are amazing. And yeah, we've got a Bluetooth 2.4, it's Bluetooth 5.0, tri-point suspension system. Yeah, this is really, really interesting. The question is, does it sound good? I did realize that I had forgotten the belt. So let's go ahead and put the belt on. This is a process that is tricky for some people, but unlike the U-turns, you're only gonna have to do this once. So, whoa, okay. And that thing is spinning back there. Okay, so I didn't realize, why is it spinning? Let me shut it off. Okay, let's go ahead and put this on. Start around the larger side and then gently work yourself back that way. And it's already come off. It can be a little fiddly getting on. I do understand that. But once it's on, it's on. Okay, and even on the U-turns, adjusting the speed is easy because you can just do it back here. But getting it on the first time is a little fiddly. Not the end of the world. Let's check out the different modes. I'm kind of curious.
Vinyl mode.
Vinyl mode. Okay, the felt mat's not laying flat there, so it's not as lumpy as it looks. Pressing again.
Bluetooth mode.
Bluetooth mode to receive Bluetooth. I'm not going to test that out because that's kind of boring, especially when it's just receiving Bluetooth.
Vinyl mode.
Okay, so 2 modes, Bluetooth mode and vinyl mode. So we're interested in vinyl mode. Interesting that the turntable is just spinning as soon as it's turned on. So if you want to put the record on, you really need to press and hold to turn this off first, or go to Bluetooth mode. Cue it up, set the speed and all that good stuff. Let's take the guard off of this. Let's test the speed and the tracking force. Okay, this is a strobe warning if you're sensitive to tight patterns. And we're going to be looking at this ring right here, and then that one right there for 45. So let's start. Well, it's on 45 right now, so let's go ahead. Okay, you'll see those lines right there in the middle are pretty stationary. They're marching a little bit to the right, which means it's a hair slow, but just a hair. You're not going to hear that difference. And now we're going to go down to this band right here for 33 RPM. Oops. Oh, so the speed switch is also an off switch. Okay, that's good to know. So if you have it on, you can control the on, off, and speed back there where the anti-skate would be. But let's look right here at 33 RPM. As you can see, those lines appear almost perfectly stationary. That is perfect. Speed on both speeds is very, very good. Great to see that. Now let's check the downforce. Yeah, so you can power the unit up with the switch over here, and then using this knob, there's a neutral position in the middle of both speeds. That makes a lot more sense. Okay, let's go ahead and check the tracking force. It's all dictated by the cartridge, right? So this cartridge is designed to track anywhere from 2.5 on the low end up to 4.5. So it's got a pretty wide range, and it won't damage a record to any of those. Obviously, the lighter, generally speaking, does the best in terms of not causing damage, but you also want to be wary of too light of a tracking force. So let's see what this is set at. Remember, that counterbalance is kind of weird. So lowering the tone arm here, and we're going to see where we're at. 2.95, so that is in range. I would like a little bit more weight, so I'm going to, okay, that's full forward on the weight. So the max weight this guy will do is just under 3 grams. I think that'll do the trick. I don't think that's too light. It's on the lighter end for this cartridge. but it's certainly not going to damage anything. So we'll see how it tracks. Hopefully we don't get any skipping or anything like that. But yeah, so it tracks nice and light, and it is almost absolutely perfect speed. So those are two very good indicators that we've got a good product here. Plus it looks cool. But what does it sound like? Let's give it a listen. Okay, as always, we will use the front-facing stereo microphones to listen to it ambiently in the room because it does have speakers. So I want to review its sound quality. I'll give you my impressions as well. For music today, we've got Horst Jankowski, early 70s release. So I think it fits the look of this. And we'll give this a listen. And you guys have to let me know what you think. Give it a little bit of a dusting here. Always do this before I play any record. Try to keep my records nice and clean. It does make a difference. All right, I think we're ready to go. Here we go. My initial thoughts were it sounds very warm and rich, good bass. It sounds a little boxy, but I think that may be that recording with a little bit of reverb in there. So I want to try a contemporary recording. This is Vinyl Moon 85. So I thought we would spin this up. These recordings, because it's all indie music with different effects on it, you kind of go through all of them before you get a feel for the audio, in my opinion. I actually think it sounds pretty dang good. The bass is really, really rich. It really is. I wish it had a little more treble. I think that's my only note. I'm not even going to call it a complaint because it does sound full and rich. Plenty of low end, but I wish there was a little bit more brightness to it. Yeah, it needs a little bit more treble, in my opinion. Try to find one that you can really hear the subwoofer on that one. That sounds cool. Okay, I mean, I think I get an idea of what it sounds like. Does it stop on its own? No, but it gets right across the label. Let's put this down here. There we go. And you can see it just goes to the run out and sits there. Because it is tracking light for this cartridge, that's why it did that. But if it comes in on its own from the groove, shouldn't have that issue. Yeah, so fully manual. There's no automatic functionality. You can turn it off back here if you want, and move it back with the queuing lever and all that good stuff. But no automatic return or any of that. Okay, final thoughts with the lights down low. It's so beautiful. It really, really is. I love the design aesthetic. The build quality seems solid. The parts, the materials, The fit and finish all looks and feels good to me. It's heavy. It seems very well designed. There was almost no platter wobble. I didn't do a shot on that, but I did look at it. The specs were all good. Sound quality was good. I wish there was a little bit more treble, but for an all-in-one system that you're just gonna, have ready out of the box, I think it really fits the bill. Now, let's talk about obtaining one of these. They are currently not available on Amazon. That could change, so keep an eye out. If they do become available on Amazon, it's possible we will post a link. But right now you need to order from their website, HYM's website, and this is the place to get it. It does ship from China directly, and the price point, $400. So it is a significant investment, but if this, from a design and quality perspective, is what you're looking for, it is not an awful product by any means. I think it's a very good product. And maybe over time, especially once it goes on Amazon, perhaps that price will come down. It's already down from $500. So I think as it becomes more prolific out there in the marketplace, we can see further price reductions. That being said, I think this is a very good unit. It sounds and looks great. And I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the review. All right, my friends, and that is going to do it. If you are interested, I'll put a link to their website down below. Again, hopefully this will become available on Amazon. Hopefully the price will come down, but it is cool. It's some very cool retro 70s vibe to it. I think that's awesome. Hopefully you enjoyed this show. If you did, thumbs up, please. Consider our merchandise, all kinds of cool stuff we have available for you. Custom 45 adapters, live shows, giveaways. It's a place to be for vinyl fanatics like you and me. Anyway, thank you for being there, guys. God bless, and happy record hunting. We'll see you next time.